Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tally the Votes. Tonight, it's just me and Jamie, just the ladies hanging out.
Yeah.
Gonna talk about the week
Well,
that was in the Big Brother house.
yeah. It's day 93 of the Stanford prison experiment.
It really has. I mean,
It's
if nobody
crazy.
knows what we're talking about, that's a pretty fair. That's a pretty fair comparison. Yeah, it's a little crazy. But yeah, I don't. We had texted back and forth this week about the poor behavior of some people in the house, of how they were treating others, and I just how does Big Brother do the edit for the studio or for the how do they know, or do they pick a side and they just ride that side to the end no matter what happens?
I think that there might be some picking aside,
Yeah.
but I think a lot of it is like PR department because Big Brother's had a few notorious years, shall we say,
Yeah.
of extremely bad behavior and bad press coming out of into the postseason.
Well,
Um,
some really not so great people.
Yeah, so I
Mhm.
think that when you have somebody that, somebody like Cam
Yeah.
or Matt, or sadly even Jag in the last 2 weeks, who let their more negative aspects kind of take the lead, CBS isn't going to show it. They're going to
Yeah.
protect them. They've kind of gotten a hero edit up until the
Yeah.
point of them getting really weird and mean. And at the at the end of the day, it's disrespectful behavior. They've been acting really nasty. Bowie Jane has
Yeah.
got a really bad mean streak that's come out, but they have to go live a life when they leave the house. And
Yeah.
everyone who watches the live feeds, they know exactly what was said, when it was said. There are going to be a lot of, PR press interviews. There's going to be a lot of like apologizing and backpedaling. Jared has already had to do this tour, right? Like every time Jared has an interview right now, he's having to make apologies or talk about how it's
Yeah.
a learning experience,
Yeah.
growing experience. He's going to grow from this. There's always a positive way to spin this negative behavior. Um, but the viewers of the live feeds, they know, and they're going to say what they are going to say, and they've said what they said. And quite honestly, like the three of them in their room acting and saying the things that they have said in the last week against Sari, Felicia, anybody who's not in the house,
Mhm.
essentially, especially Corey in America, um, they're going to have to answer for it in some manner.
Mhm.
Um, but it's also the viewers are fickle, but easily distracted.
So we have a couple different kinds of like not so savory characters that pop up in Big Brother. You have like the super blatant, they should have never ever been cast because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are borderline like dangerous and like maybe shouldn't even be getting any airtime at all.
yeah.
I
Basically,
mean, that's one
anybody
end
who
of
is
it.
on the Hans family tree.
Right, right. So you
Yeah,
got that one end of it. And then you have this end kind of where they started out as what we would have probably said decent, kind
yeah,
people
yeah. Liked him
who
enough. Sure.
are now in this spiral, this negative spiral. So is that who they are, or is that the mental health toll that is crashing down on them?
I think it's definitely mental health, but I think it's shining a light on a little bit more reality. Um, and
I mean,
and
I think basically everybody has it in them to
to be
be a mean
nasty.
girl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when you are not, the amount of paranoia and negative emotions that you're holding on to, but you got to mask it all. I think it just starts to leak out, right? Because you have the super paranoia, right? The constant fear of, am I going to do something that is going to make them vote me out? And Serene made an excellent point. You sent me a video. She tried to get it out to Julie, and Julie wouldn't let her finish
Yeah,
it.
she cut her off,
It
didn't
was like
she?
she thought she was complaining, so she wanted to cut her off, and she didn't let her make her point.
Yep. And it was an
Right?
excellent point.
And that was Cerene's exit video or exit interview that we saw tonight, where she's saying, you know, you imagine you're going to spend 100 days locked up at your job and you're going to work 24/7, no breaks. You're always working. And you go, okay, that would be hard. And she says, but then you can win a really, really big bonus if you get to the end of 100 days. But every single person in there wants to get you fired.
Yeah.
You
All
know?
of your coworkers want you fired.
Every coworker wants to get you fired. And
Yep.
when you look at that, you go, oh man, because that is what it is, right?
Yeah, it would be so stressful. I
And
mean,
you can't quit. You can't quit and
Ugh.
walk. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but
yeah, I can't, I can imagine, I can imagine, how hard some of those days would be. It's one of those things that, uh, sure, it's cliche to say it, but that idea of like, you don't know until you do it, how hard it is. I think that really rings true on 100-day season. Uh,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and on top of all of this, there are people that say and act poorly in the house, and then any other time, there's a handful of Big Brother alumni who I hated their gameplay. I didn't like if how far they went, if they won. There's a couple winners where I was just like, no, I can't stand this
yeah.
person. And then as the years have gone by, I'm like, oh my God, I absolutely love this person.
Because they get out of their
Away from
whatever
that and grow
crazy
up
emotional
and
tornado.
yeah. And another thing is too is you look at the people who are manning, those who still have Twitter, that is Twitter or Instagram, that is operating, because a lot of times when these people go on to Survivor or they go into any of these games, they'll close down their account, they'll lock it all up
Mhm.
because viewers love to dig as deep as they
Oh,
can
yeah.
and pull out dirt, right?
Mhm.
So, but then there's those who create new accounts and they have a family member or a friend or whatever who
Run with
operates
it,
in their
run.
stead. Right. Now, you've got people like Matt's family, and Matt's family have been making basically any nasty thing that he said. They come in and they have an excuse for why he said it and so on and so forth. Okay, whatever. That's how that is. But then you've got Jag's family, and I will give Jag's family so much credit because they're like, we are going to be sitting down and having a lot of conversation. And his
Oh,
brother's like, I'm taking notes on some of the things that he's saying, and we're going to address
good.
it.
And,
So
but listen, but I still feel like they are kind people who have gone mentally insane, like temporarily.
I think that a large portion of them is kind people.
Because as we've gone on, Felicia has been more crazy too. Like everybody's cuckoo flags are starting to kind of show.
I think that Felicia's level of nuttiness has been the same level from start to finish. I just think that there's some characters that distracted us from her nuttiness a little bit, like
yeah, because I'm just telling you,
like
if she's gonna sit on my bed and pick her
on
toenails,
because she's a lot. She's a lot.
Get your nasty toenails out.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
here.
she's
Seriously.
a lot. But
Ew.
it is interesting that with the editing, they tried to cast her almost as being the like not villain, kind of being the villain of the last week or so. And
well, they did
the
with
three
that
of them
thing
have
that
done
they kind of
everything
twisted
they
her
possibly
thing
could
tonight,
to
right?
ice her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really weird because I mean they literally sat in their room for like an HOH room for 7 hours putting a plot together of how they were going to completely isolate her and ice her out of the group. And
But based
it got
upon
really
what?
gross at one point.
But based upon what?
they just instantly that's because that's what, as we've learned from the Stanford experiment, that's what people do when they have power and they don't even need to use it or authoritize it.
Right.
They
Yeah.
just do.
But why
They
didn't? But
just
why
do.
not? Why just? Why was she the focus? Why not Suri as well?
Because
Was
she
it all?
wasn't, because they already knew she, oh no, it was both of them, but they knew
Okay.
Suri was going home right away. It was agreed
Okay.
upon pretty quickly that she was going to go out. And they
But
even
then,
named
but then
it. They
why
named it
mess with Felicia?
Operation.
It's like so silly.
Yeah, they named it Operation Pressure Cracker because I mean they
Yeah.
literally made a plan to push her to her absolute limits. But why? Why?
Right. Exactly. So I hope that when everything is said and done, and you know, Mike Bloom or somebody sits down and talks to them, they like, what was the strategy there? Like, what were you thinking? Explain to us, because it seemed unnecessary.
Yeah, and
Um,
I truly feel that a lot of our post game interview podcasters are going to bring this up because tonight's Twitter feed was just, it was one comment after another about
yeah.
this edit being so
Yeah.
obscure. Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing this? Like, it's
Mhm.
so, she's a 63-year-old woman. Sure, she has a personality and she's kooky as can be sometimes, but
Mhm.
like some of the things they were doing, it's like, why are you messing with somebody's grandma that way? Like, it's so weird.
Well, because
It's
you
just
don't. She's not
weird.
winning. If you were
She's
trying to
not,
get in her head
yeah.
because she was a viable like threat to your game,
Thank you. Yes.
but she's not. I mean, they were super convinced that Sariwa had just been throwing everything. So maybe in some level they thought that Felicia could like beat them in something. I don't know, but it was unnecessary. She's not winning this. Though I thought it was just as darling as can be in her confessional, where she was like, "I'm gonna be sitting there on the final tape. Just watch me." And I'm like, "Oh,
You know what? And it's so
you know
great
what?
because we did get like on feeds the last 15 hours or so with these two women. Like we got so much time with them together in a room just talking.
Poor
And
Sari. Sari was ready to go home.
I mean, Cerie's like
She's so
getting
over it.
all the information that she has. She's handing it over to
Yeah.
Felicia. She's like, and then this, and this.
Right.
Except for
You know
Jared,
what?
she did not.
Because
She
all
did
of
not
that can
reveal
be
Jared.
weaponized. Right. But all of that can be
Yes.
weaponized.
Yes.
And if it can help Felicia get to the end, I
Yep.
think Sari
Yep.
figures, why not? Why shouldn't she's going to be here all
and
by
she's
herself?
like, she was trying to help her practice. And this is another thing that is, I mean, you know the toxic relationship that I have with this game.
Yeah. Right.
But like, why are you? It's like the final. We've got this final HOH going in that secures the person's. It secures your spot in the finale. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why are we doing a memorization challenge? Why are we not doing a challenge that proves who was playing the game of knowing the contestants? Remember when we used to do the scale?
Yes. Yeah. That would be
Something
an
like
excellent
that.
one for
Because
for Felicia, wouldn't it? The one
yeah,
that actually
and
sat
it would have been a
outside and talked to
fair
people.
one given the yeah, a fair one given the position that HOH is.
Yeah.
But we're just going to keep repeating the same things all. It's the weirdest. This season's so weird because the first half was just like so much fun and so crazy and messy and so much going on, and it was a
Ooh, it was pretty
blast. And then that damn zombie twist happened and the whole game just went bleh.
Yeah, it was unnecessary, but
It killed the
nice
momentum.
try,
It
CBS.
didn't. Yeah, it killed the momentum. And on top of that, they allowed Jag to do the two HOHs back to back. I still have no doubt that Jag would have pushed himself into Final Four. I still think Jag would be sitting there at this point, even if he didn't HOHs.
I mean, I have to give it to him. He really does win anytime. Yeah. Usually. I thought it was interesting, though, that Bowie ended up winning this HOH the same way she had won that other one with numbers, right? Didn't she get closest on the last one? Or am I remembering wrong?
Tiebreaker, tiebreaker,
Yeah, she's
tiebreaker.
good at,
All
yeah,
three
Boy Jane's
wins.
good with a tiebreaker. Just saying.
Yeah, she is. She needs to get on Price is Right. When they do like the celebrity Price is Right, she's gonna kill it.
And so they kind of show tonight maybe how this threesome's gonna break. I don't think either one of the guys is gonna take the other guy. Do you?
You don't think so? I'm so 50-50. I kind of think, yeah, they will. They'll chicken out in the end, and they will. But
Well,
also,
I don't know. I think any of
maybe
them would
not.
be
I think they
dumb.
both realize. Yeah. Well, what I would love to have happen is, okay, so Bowie Jane has HOH.
Mhm.
So she's going to put up Felicia and one of the guys. Who do you think
Yeah,
she's going to put up there?
Maddie.
Matt or Jack? You think Matt?
She's gonna put up Matt.
Okay.
She's gonna put up Matt because Jag will still win the veto, and Jag will be the sole vote of who goes home. So
Yeah.
Jag still probably has the power this week.
So he's going to have to cut Matt.
He's going to have to. Oh my gosh, he's going to have to. Yeah. Sorry,
Well,
Matt.
what I
Because he
love
realizes.
about this is, like, is this going to be like a Josh and Paul ending? Is this going to be the ending where Jack probably should have won the game, but the way he cut everybody was, he went a little too far. It was just a little too sharp, a little too in the back.
I mean, I can see the comparison, but I still think Paul had more of an arrogance about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something in his demeanor was a little more cocky.
It was the rock star part of him, right? Like,
yeah.
Too much time on stage, that one.
Yeah. I mean, Jag still has like a softness about him or a sweetness about him. Do you know what I mean? Even if he's it's something. Maybe it's the puppy dog eyes. I don't know.
It's frustrating because Jag is a person that I think, people like this. He's a chameleon and a mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he reflects who he's hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
Because when at the beginning of this season, when he and Riley were like buddy, they were so similar in their humor and their conversations. And then when he was with America and Corey, you kind of watch him, and yes, there's definitely skill to being a chameleon, but I think people are just naturally that way. But you have to be careful when you're that way, because as soon as you get around people that are being snots, you become the cackling hen really easily.
Sure. But that being able to like mirror people like that is kind of a superpower in itself in a game like this, because if you can kind of work those relationships. Cirie had something similar, and they said it. She said, "I don't know what it is, but people just always think I like them."
Because you hug and smile, and like.
She has something in her that like some people just have that natural thing in them that makes other people feel at ease.
And I think of course Jag's game is competition.
Yeah.
Hands down, it's competition.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to put him,
we'd see that is sloppy and like scatterbrained as he was at the beginning of the game, and like just kind of like
the first half of his game was terrible,
horrible, and so that he was able to turn it and win so many things. I mean, that is kind of impressive. Yeah. So like,
I don't have to be like super pumped about his win, but I can absolutely.
There's been worse.
Fathom it and recognize it, right? And honor his win as a win.
It wouldn't be the worst win, because we've seen some of those.
No, and I'm really bummed out that the last 2 weeks of Jag has been very negative, because I really wanted to just be super pumped about it, because I liked Jag. We all liked Jag, Sometimes I think, man, we laugh and roll our eyes about the casuals quite often, right? Like the casual viewers of the game who don't get any updates. They just watch what's there, you know. But man, isn't it like, aren't they living in just bliss?
They are.
It's so
They are.
it's so easy to love this
So
game. So it's if you
I
just live in
personally,
bliss.
you know what though? I personally know a lot. I know quite a few casuals that have honestly stopped watching the game. It got boring for them because I think they don't dig a little deeper to get like other like
That's
you know.
that's true.
So
The other side of the story, right?
they can kind
Yeah.
of take it or leave it. Oh, if they don't watch this year, they're okay. And it's like, no, we have to watch. Like,
Right? Yes.
and
Yeah.
hello, it's Big Brother. You know, I'm on the Paramount Plus looking to go, should I watch Big Brother Canada? Well, I mean, should I watch?
I yeah, I'm like, I'm in this place, this weird like place where it's like I'm not usually somebody that's like, oh, these seasons are too long. Big Brother's too long. Usually
We
the
were
last
very
few people are
excited
pretty,
for it.
yeah. Yeah. But this, you know what? This
But
shit is too long.
it's too
It's
much.
too
You
long.
know,
It's
we
too
were
long.
we were like, oh, 100 days. Can you imagine? Oh, it's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy. Wow. And it just turns out that it's sad. It's not fun to watch their yeah, it's too much for them. It's too long.
It's if it's too much for them, it's too much for us.
I really wish that if
If
we
it's
had any
cold
of
out
you
for if it's cold out for you, it's cold out for them. Bring your house guests inside.
yes, exactly. If we have any viewers that actually have some sort of that are actually have some sort of like mental health background, whether it's psychology or something, I'd be really interested
Yes.
to hear or see if anyone's did a write up on like where's that sweet spot of days before you really start to have some
You know, it really has to vary, right? Because last year we had what Paloma was like day 4.
day 2.
She was out. She just
Okay, but wasn't that verified that she was off her meds?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought so. Sorry. You know what?
It seems like a legitimate
Don't quote me, guys. I probably
it
heard
seems
someone
like
say
it
it
would be
and
an absolute
thought they were
like
telling the truth.
yeah. It's nutty. It's nutty. But you know what? This is the thing. There's people that you see in the house. There's people you see on Survivor during their season. You like them or you don't like them. You root for them or against them. And then postseason, if you follow them on any, media or whatever, you may drastically change your opinion on
Yeah.
somebody. But it's because a lot of people are very awesome at surface level. They're so awesome surface level. But when you have to spend a lot of time with them,
You're like, not so great.
you're
Take
like,
them or
"Yeah,
leave them.
no, yeah,
I did think it was interesting. Sari did admit that she thought this was a harder game. Like it's hard. Big Brother's hard, and I think it's because in Big Brother you are in a situation where you should be thinking, I'm fine. I'm not in danger. I'm just relaxing. But it's such a mental barrage. Whereas in Survivor, it's a barrage on everything, but it's kind of even, if that makes sense.
yes.
So you're exhausted and you're hungry, and so if you're so focused on being exhausted and hungry, maybe you don't go as cuckoo, or like I don't know. It just seems like more well-rounded suffering. I don't know.
When Hayden Moss was on Survivor, Jeff asked him, "What's harder,
Mhm.
Big Brother or Survivor?" And he said, "Physically,
Mhm.
Survivor, 100%.
Yeah, obviously.
It's absolutely as difficult as
Right.
it can be." But he
You
said,
can get literally hurt, like seriously
"Yes,
hurt.
you could go owie night
Yeah.
playing Survivor."
Yeah.
But he said Big Brother is more difficult in the length of time and what you have to do with your brain.
Yes.
That it's there's so much boring time that gives you allowance to get very paranoid and mess up your place in the house simply because your attitude when you're bored. is
Right.
not great. So,
Yeah.
you know what? I just say social games, um, they're hard. They have to be hard. That's the fun of them. But like,
Because you're on
it,
every second. And that,
yeah,
yeah.
and it doesn't matter who you are playing with. You could have a great group of people, but like, odds are you're not going to mesh well with everyone. Just by simple statistics, you are not going to get along with everybody in your office.
Right. But you
You know?
can't let them know that you're not getting along with them.
No, you
Oof.
can't. It's not easy to be a friendly, caring, open, personable, funny, safe person in high stress situations for long periods of time. It's just not
Yep.
possible.
That is true. So what did you think about Chenbot?
Oh, I laughed. I was like, well, it's
I
about
mean,
time you banked on that, for crying
I,
out loud.
I mean, yeah, right. I mean, it's been around forever in the fandom of people calling her Chenbot, but look at her owning it tonight. Good
Yeah.
on you, Julie Chen Moonves.
Yeah, and thank God she did, because her outfit was blowing my mind. I'm like, what is this? A grown-up version of Matilda? What are you wearing? It's so weird.
I don't know. Is it like, I don't know. I can't even imagine. Okay, because most of these shows, they're not dressing themselves. They have a stylist, right?
Yeah, they have a wardrobe, right? A wardrobe department.
And it would make sense if the wardrobes were like themed to the week or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it was kind of fun to go with that. That I could understand. But that's not what's going on. But they're just as bizarre as some of the themes, like what are you, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't crocheted and it wasn't laced up pants or whatever.
True.
But
the color was very bright and loud, but maybe okay.
After that wig that 1 week, it's like everything else is just okay. Because
was that zombie week? Was it the bangs? Was it the bangs that ruined the second half of the game?
Maybe that was the twist this year.
The curse of the bangs. Nether regions.
Oh, yeah, they haven't talked about the nether regions for a while.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because Big Brother loves trying to make something happen and then dropping it completely.
Yeah, cold. They ghost that idea. They ghost it so bad.
It's like, we can't. She called it nether regions. We can't continue saying this on primetime television.
The fandom is laughing at us.
We need to pretend this never happened.
Was that a question that anyone asked Corey at any point? Like, so what were the nether regions like?
Yeah, he was like, I really expected I'd get like, a power or something.
Something, but no.
No, literally nothing happened.
No.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. It's a little weird. You know what?
I get it. It's like you're in pause. Your game can't start yet.
Yeah.
Everybody else has a head start. I get it. But
yeah, it's like, okay, all right. Yeah, sure. That didn't really do much of anything.
It's like on Survivor sending that person to exile for a little bit. So they're kind of like extracted from the game. They don't get to like strategize. They don't get to,
and maybe they expected their house guests this season to like question him or get more paranoid about his time away or something. But it's like, you're not giving out idols, and half of these people are kind of recruited, so they're not going to think to ask these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Cirie was not going to go ask him these questions because she was all like, oh, dear God, he knows who I am. Play it cool.
Right.
Play it cool.
Yep. So we also saw Inside the Jury House this week.
Yeah, we did.
Not a lot. They didn't give us very much. So
they have been giving little little clips on social media. They had one where they did like a questionnaire, like, what are the house guests thinking are happening out in the real world, right? Like,
but usually they show each person coming in and them watching their week together.
Yeah.
And they didn't. They only watched
Blue and America's.
America's with a double eviction. So like we don't get to see Cam's reaction to who came after him. Corey. And then
Yep.
you know what I mean? They don't show that. And
Yep.
I miss that. I like that. I like to see, because at that point they can be as real as possible. They don't have to mask any
Yeah.
any
I
facial
like
expressions
seeing
they're watching.
I like when they get to see little keys into the game, right? That viewpoint, like, ooh,
Right.
okay, now I'm starting to put
Mhm.
the story together.
Mhm.
I think it's interesting that Cam didn't he did say some stuff about Jag and Matt, but it was weird. He's starting to kind of rally a little bit with the Bowie Jane. And Corey going for Matt, but God love America. God love her so much, as she really is the voice of America. She's all like, nah, I want Saria Felicia to get this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm like, there's the fan. Like, I just there's America. She's so fun. But Blue, Blue had to put in there that she is the best competitor because she guessed some numbers correctly once. And she had to guess a time.
Whoop-de-doo.
She had to guess time in a competition she played in.
Right.
Okay, cool. Win's a win. I'm not knocking her. Great. That's awesome. You got to win. Wear that proudly. But it doesn't make you the best competitor.
I mean, if she wants to think that, I mean, good for her. We'll have to be proud of
whatever.
Something. What did you think of? Oh, Jamie's frozen. What did you think about the thing?
I'm back.
I can hear you. You're just not moving. Where they told Matt, or where Felicia told Matt that they were talking about him, and Matt saying, "Well, I can't hear them," and like planting that seed. Jag did say, now, when they had all talked about it, well, maybe she misunderstood what we were saying. And I think that's kind of how it happened. But did Jag just use that? Was he saying she misunderstood because he didn't want her to go home? Was his explanation to Matt simply for gameplay? Is my curiosity. And Jamie has left the building. Oh, I got another Jamie. Hold on. I'm going to add her. And
Sorry
then this
about that.
Jamie,
That's
Jamie's
weird.
booted.
Ugh, ghost Jamie is creeping me out. There we go.
So I don't know if you heard me that entire time. Was Jag telling Matt that Felicia probably misunderstood what they were saying and trying to give her the benefit of the doubt? Was that simply gameplay because he didn't want Cirie to stay and he was thinking, oh my God, now Matt's going to really not really want Cirie to go?
I definitely, I would love to say, no, that's just him being earnest and standing up for somebody, but not based off of the 48 hours leading up to him talking about that with Matt. And honestly, he is smart enough to recognize that Matt and Cirie have a bond, and there's a really good chance that they go to final 2 without him.
And the idea that Jag could see that Cirie had to go to keep Matt loyal to him, but Matt can't see that Bowie has to go to keep Jag loyal to him.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Yep. But again, it's the Paul and Josh of the whole situation.
I think it's why Matt doesn't deserve the win as much as Jag. Because he's not really seeing it,
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But Matt could win it over Jag if he has made less people upset. I don't know that he has. I mean, I don't know for sure that he has or hasn't.
They didn't really talk. So what we saw of Inside the Jury House, they didn't really act like they were mad at Jag.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But there's a lot of chitty chat about how Jag kind of did it with daggers.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
let's wait and see. Let's
Honestly,
wait.
at
I
this
mean, you
point,
never. Sometimes you just don't know.
right? We are 2 episodes away, right? Is it 2
Yep.
episodes? No. Okay. Wow. So we got Sunday night an eviction, and we got next Thursday night the live finale.
Yes.
Though both of those, and I have no idea what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Because at this point right now,
Right.
again, Jag has the power this week, or he will probably if Bowie puts up who he thinks she will. Unless Bowie, God bless her, maybe she can pull it out and she'll put the boys up.
Yeah, if she
If
thinks
she could
that
do
way,
that,
but
I would be like, oh my gosh, she just did it.
you know what? I'm not giving her an ounce of credit or hope that she can do that, because she could have put Sarit and Felicia, or she could have put Matt and Jag, and she chose to keep Matt and Jag.
Yeah. But again, if you think that they're not seeing you as a threat, I don't know. I don't know. If she
No,
did that,
I you know,
maybe I could be okay with a Bowie
yeah.
win. But
You know what? If she could come to that conclusion, but I'm sorry, I stand firmly on the hill of, she is this year's Christmas, and she's not going to budge at all to make a
yeah,
game move. It's not happening. She is very happy to have third place in a game she does not give a rat's ass about.
you know. But the final HOH is always some sort of like there's always something endurance, right?
Yes, yes.
Jag is going to win that.
Yep.
Hands down.
Yep.
So as far as I'm concerned, he's probably already won one of the 3 last challenges to win that HOH, right?
Yeah.
And so if Bowie doesn't, she should be, or they all should be looking at it. And if they could get, because if she put Felicia and Matt up, I don't know, because then Jag wins the HOH. Damn it! I just don't think he'll win he'll lose the veto. I don't think there's any way.
Yeah.
Because if you could backdoor Jag, pull one of them down, backdoor Jag.
If let's look at it like this. If Matt, let's okay. If the final 2, let's play our game. If the final 2 is Matt and Bowie, who do you think takes the win?
Ooh, that's kind of hard. Honestly,
because with Jag we can say, Jag,
it's Jag.
Probably Jag. But
probably
if it's Matt and
but
Bowie,
Matt, they kind of won similar amounts of HOHs, right?
They're kind of equal.
They're kind of even, yeah. And so I feel like people like Sari would vote for Matt.
Yes.
Unless something is told to her in the jury house that she changes her mind about that. So people like Sari would vote Matt. I feel like, unfortunately, Corey would probably vote for Matt.
Yep.
But
because I think Cam would vote for Bowie Jane.
Bowie Jane won the 100. You saw that tonight. He made a Bowie Jane pro Bowie Jane comment.
Yep.
So it might be kind of even. That might be actually the final 2 that would be the most interesting, right?
Yes.
Depending on how they could make their cases. I wouldn't be upset if it ended up being Bowie Jane and Felicia, because I think that would be, after all of these maneuverings and people putting her on the block so many times, and she keeps surviving, and
because you've got somebody who basically lived the entire game as a pawn,
as somebody that
against somebody who never saw the block.
Right. The thing with the pawn thing is, it's not that, oh, we always knew you were safe, Felicia. It's not a big deal. We always knew you were safe. Mm-hmm. It's that, but if we were wrong and you did go home, we weren't going to be upset. You were expendable the entire game. That's a gut punch.
Yeah, and how many times did they have her on the block? And at the beginning of the week, it was, we're getting Felicia out.
Right.
And then they changed their minds. So, I mean,
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I pretty much think that if Jag is winning this, but if something should happen, if I don't know, Jag like, I don't know, twists his ankle or something, or like he's on crutches,
right, right,
or they have like a lip reading competition, I think Jag is going to win this. So.
Yeah, it seems pretty inevitable at this point. But Another thing that I would really like to talk about is
Oh,
the
please.
fact that if Julie if Julie's on a crusade, she's been on a crusade for years. She wants all of us to fall. She wants all of us to be followers of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I'm just saying, if she could say a few words to some producers about helping out Miss Mustard Seed.
Oh,
Maybe, maybe
maybe.
she could get a few more in her army. I don't know.
Oh, hmm.
Maybe. But I can guarantee you this. When Felicia gets her exit interview with Julie is going to happen. There is going to be, with God, all things are possible, or
Yes, yes,
something
yes.
of the sort.
Which that's
It's-
fine. If they want to
yeah,
give
there's
the
going to be like, Julie's just been waiting for it. I know she's like
I
salivating for her moment to express her faith.
I personally think,
Uh,
God's got a lot on his plate. Maybe he's not paying attention to Big Brother.
Not
But
as top concern.
it's
Not
like
as
there's a lot going
not after day like 64. He's like, nah,
on. He's like,
enough's
good luck
enough.
to y'all.
Enough's enough at this point. Yeah, the another thing is too is if any of them truly understood, like this is something that I think that Corey would have probably worked out if he was in the house. Sending Sari this week was probably not great as it could have been for them if they sent her next week or on Sunday. The last person who gets evicted from the house, is it Sunday? The last person who gets evicted from the house never gets a chance to talk to jury.
Get
There's
all the
no jury time.
good point.
And
Excellent
she
point.
could absolutely pull the votes wherever she wanted it to go.
Because we've actually, and I don't remember in the past, but I know that in the last couple of years, there has been that person who's gone out at the number 3 spot. And
Yep.
what was it was Michi, was it his?
Yeah. Mickey,
his
yep.
win?
Uh-huh.
Because he went out. Who was it that went out? It was one of the girls, right? Had no idea about anything that had been going on inside.
The one there was the time like Franzel went out like right at the end. And I think Nicole Franzel would have been able to persuade a lot of people in jury.
Yeah.
It happens like every 4 or 5 seasons. It's like the person who
Mhm.
could do the most persuading needs to go
Yeah.
out last.
Keep them to 3. As long as they're persuading, they're not winning games or challenges, and that was Sari. So yeah.
Yeah, and Sari isn't going to win anything, and she doesn't have any higher likelihood of winning anything over Felicia. So
She doesn't.
They should have gotten rid of Felicia.
Oh, but she can talk to people. Well, who's she gonna convince? One of us 3? We've already,
right. Yeah, you're right. She can talk to people, and you just sent him into a room.
And you send her where she can go and talk to people nonstop.
Who are going to sign the papers to decide if you win or not.
And tell all your garbage, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, that was probably not that smart. Because
it wasn't a great call.
Ooh,
it was a little bit of a fumble, I feel, on Jag and Matt right there, but mostly Jag, because he was really looking out for Matt and Saria as a final 2. He was nervous about that, but he kind of gave Matt more power sending her into jury.
Yeah. You know what? You should put that in your How to Big Brother book, when all the rules, strategies, tips.
Yeah, you're boiling down, and you've got all of the tough numbers on the top. You need to wait to the last second. Yep. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. There was a great moment where Sari was talking to Felicia about her family, and everyone was, the 2 of them were chit-chatting and talking about their kids. And then she's like, my youngest, she's like, I just love him. She's like, you would love him. He's just like Jared. You would love him.
In fact,
it's like, I can't wait for that reveal. That'll be fun.
I hope, honestly, I hope nobody is upset with them.
I don't think they will be.
Because
I don't think they would be. I think that if Sari was at the very end and she won the game with that, I think people would be upset. I don't think anyone's going to give 2 hoots.
Because it won't have mattered. Yeah.
Yep. It didn't matter.
I did think I did think that when Blue left, though, Suri hugging her and her telling Suri, like, I didn't tell anyone. I wouldn't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone. That
Yeah.
whole thing, she's all hugging her stuff. You know, Suri's going, oh my gosh, she is going to tell. She's going to tell.
She is going to tell everybody.
And she was just like, oh, you got to get out of this house. Like, bye, Blue.
Get.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I love those two together. Have been great entertainment. I really miss Izzy. I am so curious to see how America's favorite player turns out.
God,
This is
it's
going to
been
be a tough one.
seen-
This is like the fandom is so divided. It
But
is going to be tough.
But this is another reason why 100 days is too long. It has been so long since we have seen somebody like Izzy. Does that take away from some of those people's ability to
100%.
win the America's favorite? Because
Absolutely.
they're, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
We
I
have
have
six
no
people
doubt.
here.
Like, I have no doubt that if Izzy stayed as long as Corey
Yes.
and casual viewers got more Izzy-isms, she would have won, hands down. She is a hoot. Like,
Yeah.
she's such an awesome person to watch just navigate this insane game. She was she's not the greatest player. She's definitely a hot mess, but she's so fun and funny.
She's super authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're getting her. You're going to get her no matter what.
Yeah. And, those are always the players that I like the most. Just be yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really divided. You've got the casuals really are divvying up for Cam and Matt. And then you've got like the live feeders are and Twitter is so like America, Corey, Sari, and it's one of those three. And everyone's like, I can't. And then you got people that are like, no, just put your votes on Sari if you don't want Cam to win. And I'm like, wow, this is like really watching like a U.S. election right now.
Right.
Like,
right. We don't like
but
any
who's
of
the
these people.
third party? Who is really the third party in this situation? Is America the third party? It's not Cerise. Cerise not the third party. Like,
Right.
I just and that's another thing that's so weird about the edit this year too, because kind of the main characters of this whole season were actually like Suri, America, and Corey, and maybe a little bit Cam or Jag, just
Right.
because if you win competitions, you're getting airtime. But like the AmeriCorey story was so little of it was shown, when normally like they just won't stop pushing showmances into your face.
Right.
They tried it this week with Matt. He got an HOH letter from
Right,
Riley.
from
What the
Riley.
hell? What the
And
hell?
pictures of his mom and Riley hanging out, right?
And I'm sorry, but doesn't that feel like it breaks some kind of like code of like game ethic? Like somebody who's out of the house is writing you now?
That's true. I see what you're saying. Yeah, not wrong.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's so weird.
That is
There's
weird.
so many
Also-
strange choices made.
Also, it's like, I also feel like it's a little cringy that it's been so many days since Riley was in the house, and he's sure that he's got a girlfriend on the outside, and he probably does, but that she's on the outside, and she is pursuing a relationship, going through the motions minus the guy being there. She's meeting the family, she's hanging out with the mom. It's a little bit creepy.
It's a lot creepy.
Like,
Also,
wait until he's out and let him introduce you to his family. Right?
I don't know. He was so like obsessed with this being. She kind of really wanted a showmance, and like he clearly wanted a showmance. He talks so much dirt on Corey in America that there is no way that anybody with half a brain can't see that he's just steeping in jealousy.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
yeah.
And he makes this like him and Riley thing up like it's some big thing. And she like friend zoned him before she left the house. It's so bizarre. It's the weirdest. I don't know. It's just,
No, Cam was weird.
yeah.
Because he was-
And
because-
Cam is
And then
like,
as soon as she was
oh,
gone, he
she's my
pivoted-
daughter.
And then
She's
what, he
really
pivoted to
attractive.
America? Yeah.
there was, and then all the Jaredisms of the season. It's like
Oh yeah, Jared was real gross.
there was a lot of there was a lot of like chauvinistic, like yuck.
Jared just like he kept forgetting he was on a hot mic. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
hear every word you're saying, dude. Like, don't
And
say
he, more than
those.
anything, like I don't feel like Jared came across as like devious or a villain. It's just like you're so immature.
Okay, but the things that he was telling Blue, some of the weird things that he was telling Blue, was
Yeah.
like the stuff a boy or a girl would have told you in like high school that was like
Yes!
super cringy. That at the moment you didn't say anything, but as soon as you saw your friends, you were like, "Oh my god, do you know what he said?"
It's so true.
And they
That's
would
what I
all go
mean.
like,
He's
"Ew,
so
why did he say that?" I'd be like, "I don't know. That's weird, right? It's
he
just
was
me.
just
That's weird."
really,
Yeah.
really immature. Like just incredibly immature with
Or
it.
it just seemed like zero game. Like that's that.
Like you can very
You're
clearly
trying to
see
flirt, but it's like,
he was putting on a gamer suit and it was clear it was 10 sizes too big. Like
yeah, it was like, wait.
it was a little bit bizarre for sure. And then you've got Corey, Corey's like this guy who just like embraces all of his awkwardness. You know, he's like, hey,
He
whatever.
shaved his mustache, right?
His little stooshy stash. It's the good
Yeah.
luck stash or the, impending doom stash. Can we talk about that for a second? So do you, not so much the stash, but I've had a few conversations this week about Corey's social game.
Yeah.
And why is it that everybody in the house was just always so nasty at him about like, we got to get him out. We got to this. Oh, I can't believe he did this. Oh, he's doing this. Him in America, blah, blah, blah. Like
They weren't at first. He was doing really, really good at the beginning of the game.
But when he got America's attention, when the hot girl loved him the most, the other boys got nasty at him. And it's sad because it's like they didn't get nasty with him because they didn't like him. They were just so intimidated and upset that
they couldn't believe that he was better than them. And that just makes you think like how shallow they are. That what do they think a girl wants?
Yep.
You know, women are not a monolith. We don't all like muscles.
It's
we
true.
don't all like curly hair on guys who
oh my god, and like I'm telling you, like the blonde athletic curly haired guy is so spent. It's so spent. Find another archetype. Like nothing against blonde curly hair muscly guys.
There's
do we have to have it every season?
Yeah, that's going to be the thing for some people. Every dog has their day. You know what I'm saying?
I love that this threw things upside down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because she's gorgeous. America's gorgeous. She's just she's beautiful. And I remember saying when we were doing our winners picks, I remember saying, I think I really, really like her.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, because just at point blank, I want to be a little bit like prejudiced about this archetype. But I really like her.
As we want to do on these shows.
Yeah. And I said, but I'm afraid that she's going to align with, I'm not going to like her alliance.
Right. She's going to align herself with the beautiful people.
And then lo and behold, she was adorkable and fell for the nerdy,
just more
like,
depth
debate
there. Just
king,
more depth
you know?
Yeah.
It was great. It was so fun to see that, like, oh my God, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it.
But hey, happy surprise. The way that they were treating Corey, instead of just being respectful of America, it's like she has options. She saw you guys. She saw you. She talked to you. You were an option. She said, no, thank you.
No, thanks.
She knows what she wants. Why is that Corey's fault?
She wants a man that can Constitution.
And you know what? Whatever. don't yuck her yum. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
her kink is beyond their realm. Yeah.
right. And for them to go like treat him poorly because she liked him, all that did was make her not like them. Right?
Yes.
Like, I like
And then
Corey,
they were nasty.
and now
Yeah,
you guys
and
are
then
mean to Corey. Like, it pushed them together harder. Anyway.
Yep.
All because they thought
they were
their egos, man. Their egos.
Yeah, then they got nasty, nasty to her and started being degrading of her and her position. Listen, the girl's a hot mess. She couldn't keep a damn secret. She couldn't win any competitions. But past that, she is a wonderfully nice human being.
Oh yeah, totally. You know what? Here's my scale. I would let her babysit my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Her and Corey together. Come on, babysit the kids. There's snacks in the pantry. Help yourself.
Yes. But if my kid learns anything about the Constitution, we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Sunday we're getting the eviction.
Yep.
All right.
Did we decide where we were recording or not?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to have a discussion with Mr. David, who is sailing the seas at this very moment. I know that David really wanted to try to be able to click in, but
he's having difficulties. He's out to sea.
He's floating away. He is adrift.
Yeah, he was gonna try and pop in tonight. He was gonna raise a ruckus up on the ship, but I guess he's not here, and that's all right. I hope he's having fun, staying safe.
So we'll have to look in to see what David's schedule is bopping about, but we could possibly pop in and do a quick, a quick recap. But
and it's just a 1 hour, right? It's a regular hour.
Yes.
But and then next Thursday is 2 hours.
It starts at 7:00 Central, and
so we'll be at our same time. But don't forget, guys, 1 hour early, you gotta start watching, or you'll miss a whole hour.
You're going to miss it. And then we got to be prepared, because no matter what you want jury to ask, remember that these questions are pre-approved by Big Brother production, and they will probably be stupid as can be and not anything.
I feel like Corey is smart enough to be able to get a good question through past them. Do you know what I mean? That it will be meaningful in some way.
Yep. And I bet they don't let America ask a question, because America will ask what she wants.
America does what they want. You know what I'm saying?
She just will. I mean, in her like exit interview with Julie, she's like, "Oh my God, it's rigged. Like, what was with the zombie twist? That's so unfair."
And they're like, "Oh, yeah."
They're like, cut to commercial
immediately. Commercial. It was like tonight when Suri was going, you're in there, you're stuck in there, and you got to work 24/7. And that's what Julie thought she was complaining about. Like, well, you guys don't get a break, right? But she was saying, but Julie really wanted to cut her off. She wanted to go to a commercial then. So yeah, here's the deal. So we're going to discuss whether we're going to be on Sunday night. The best way for you to find that out is if you like and subscribe to Crazy Aunt TV, hit that bell, and we'll pop up if we get something scheduled. So hopefully that'll be.
And get on there, because when we like and subscribe, because we will most likely be covering Australian Survivor when it drops.
Yes, we will.
There's a good chance that we might end up with a celebrity Big Brother after the new year. You could just drop in. We will let you know that there's shows to be watching. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. And then we are also on Facebook, Tally the Votes, and we will announce it there as well. If we're going to record, we'll let you guys know. We'll keep you in on the skinny, and any other shenanigans that might happen over the next week. Jamie, obviously, she's a scourer of the Twitter, and she finds lots of things to post up there. So go there and give your opinions. We have opinions. We know you have opinions. Give your opinions to us. And
share your opinions, your memes, what have you.
and I don't have the access to this, so there could be. It's unknown right now. It's like Schrodinger's cat. But if you want to drop us an email, you could. I mean, that's a thing that could happen. You know, make David stay. So
It really would. It would
re-
definitely make his day.
I mean, at least his mom should do it, right? Because like he
Come
really
on,
feels
David's
not
mom.
well.
He brought you on a cruise. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah. But other than that, you got anything else, Jamie?
No, I think that's it. I am ready. I'm sad to say goodbye as it's rounding the corner because I have to face the real world and news and not be as easily distracted.
They'll have you something else because right now with the writer strike, with the actor strike still going on,
Yep.
we got a lot. I think we're gonna get a lot of extra reality TV. That is. Also, speaking of reality TV, you do a podcast about Survivor and our current season.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. Usually airs within about 15 minutes after the episode.
Kind of like the same deal we do here, right? Just
Yep.
hop
And
on.
you go to Jay and Jack. It's the red icon on YouTube. You can also find our podcast the next day on anything that you partake in podcasting. It's the Jay and Jack whole enchilada feed.
Yeah.
And it's Survivor with Jamie, Colleen, and Jack.
Yay. Okay, I guess, Jamie, you got your Twitter handle there. I'm not, let's be honest, I'm not really.
If it's worth it, I will tag her in it, and then she doesn't have to worry about the riffraff,
100%. I don't have my phone all the time in my face, which is a good thing, honestly, for life, but also
mental health and all, it's the way to be. It really is. I like to live on the edge of a blade. I jump into Twitter at any given moment.
Where you're just literally like vibrating because you just so what is going on next. Okay.
The tenacity. I have such tenacity.
That's why we love you, Jamie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. Maybe we'll see you Sunday, but for sure, we'll see you next
on Thursday.
All right. Take care, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.